Right, so today in the shop, we've got the wife's buggy in the shop. It's a 2018 Chevy Trax, a little 4-cylinder turbo motor. And it is her daily driver. She drives an hour and a half one way to work every day, and an hour and a half back from work, of course. And the check engine light came on it the other day. And I don't have an actual computer, but I got one of those little scan tools that can tell you what the code is. And it was a p0171, I think, or something like that. And it's too lean, which means it's getting air in from outside the fuel system and the intake system, outside the intake system. So it's getting not enough fuel, too much air, not enough fuel. So it threw the check engine light. And there's several things that can cause that. Bad fuel pump, bad fuel pressure regulator, dirty fuel filter, bad valve cover, which is what we're going to work on today. My O2 sensor possibly. There's several things that can cause that check engine light message. But I did a little research on this one and discovered that the valve cover was bad. And I've kind of already got some things tore apart. You got to take this little cover, just snaps on in 4 spots. So you take it off and get it out of the way. And on my wife's vehicle, I could hear air when it was running at an idle. I could put my finger over that little vent and it was sucking air through there. And it's not supposed to do that. There's a little diaphragm in there and it gets bad and splits and it starts drawing air in through there. So we've got to replace this whole entire valve cover, and I've got a new valve cover. It's a Dorman valve cover. I got it off of Amazon. I checked my local parts house because I like trying to buy local if I can. They had this exact same Dorman part number. There's your part number right there. This is a Dorman valve cover. The parts store had this exact same one for about $100. And so I checked online and Amazon. This was the exact same thing for $47. So guess where I got it from? Of course, we have free shipping on most things because we have Amazon Prime, and that's part of it. So, but the new valve cover comes with bolts already installed, gaskets already installed. Comes with a new O-ring for your oil fill, and pretty simple to do. I've already got the old one pretty well loosened up and ready to rock and roll. The inside, you got to take your coil pack out. So just pull this little safety tab, squeeze down, pull your connector off your coil pack, and you have 2 T30 torque screws. You take them loose, and you wiggle around, and you pull your coil pack up out of there. All right. And then you have the bolts that hold the valve cover itself on. Those are actually inverted Torx, is what they call those. I don't have any inverted Torx tools, but a 6-point 5/16 socket fit just right on there. No problem. It goes right on there. Take them right out. Nice and snug fit. So that worked good. So you get all your bolts loose. And you've got all this wire loom that runs around here. You got to unhook it. There's a couple, 3 spots on the back side. There's a couple here. There's a whole little deal that slides into a groove on the end here. You got to pull your dipstick. Comes out of there because your dipstick actually seats with an O-ring in there. So I got that out of the way. And I've got all my bolts loose. And I'm going to tell you, this valve cover of mine was on there tight, even with all the bolts loose. The gasket itself sealed in very well. So get that pulled out of there. Get all your gasket material. And there's the old one out. So you can get rid of it. And then kind of take a quick look underneath the valve cover here. I'm going to clean up a little bit around here. Make sure everything's good. Looks like I probably ought to put a little RTV sealant right there maybe. I might just see if the old will suffice. Because the last thing I want is for this thing to start leaking oil anywhere. So yeah, I'm going to get this cleaned up here a little bit. And I will get the new one stuck on. And hopefully that will take care of our check engine light for being too lean. So let me get this all cleaned up and I'll kind of get it stuck back together and we'll fire her up. Catch you in a bit. Right, got the new valve cover all put on. Got the dipstick put back in. All the bolts are torqued down. The torque spec is 71 inch-pounds. I did not have anything that went that high in inch-pounds. I have a nut driver torque deal, and it goes up to 36 inch-pounds. So I took everything up to 36 inch-pounds, and then I just I knew what that felt like, and I kind of just doubled it in using a regular socket and ratchet. So it's probably close. I might invest in a inch-pound torque wrench just to kind of double check them, but I think I'm going to be okay. I got the coil pack all put back in, plugged back in. Now I need to put the oil fill cap deal back on, and it comes with, the valve cover comes with a new O-ring for that. You want to be sure and lube that up so it's easier to put in. And this little doohickey, it just does a twist lock down in. So you kind of put it down in there and twist it until it locks in place, like so. You can feel it kind of catch. And then it has this nifty little safety deal that you put down over here to ensure that it will not go anywhere. And then you drop it on the floor. Probably never be seen again. Haha! Thank goodness for cardboard. Anyway, as I was saying, you line up the little notches in here with the notches on your doohickey, and it's got to snap down in place. And apparently I've got it 180 out. So we'll stick it. Oh, looky there. It's got a little pointer. Stuff you learn by accident. It has a little pointer. You line it up and then you twist lock it into place like so. Now I bet this little safety device will fit on there. Oh, look at that. And then you just push it all the way down, and it's got that little tab that sticks out so it can't accidentally unlock when you do your oil fill cap. So, oil fill cap's all in place. The only thing left is this cover. I've got all my wire loom is snapped back in place where it's supposed to be. And now we just got to get this cover back in. Goes there. And there. Like so. Alright. That job is all done. Probably took me maybe 30 minutes or so. I'll get it fired up. We'll make sure we don't have any oil leaks. And then we'll get her driving down the road. Hopefully that will take care of our check engine light problem. before I could hear air sucking from that deal. I don't hear any of that anymore. So, cool. That should have this job wrapped up. I'm going to run it down the road and bring her back, make sure I don't have any oil leaking anywhere. And I guess until next time, y'all have a good one.